And just to prove that I'm not one of these people that I just shat on, here's some real checks from real projects, residential and commercial, that were given to me over the last 6 months. 2,000, 4,000 commercial, 2,400 residential, 11,000 commercial. I can keep going, but I'm not here to brag. I'm just showing you what I have actually done.
All right, so this video is gonna be 21 dirty side hustles that just about nobody is talking about for 2024 and beyond.
Okay, stop. I didn't want to come in as a bad guy to this YouTube side hustle stuff, but somebody's got to do it. This shit is getting out of hand. As someone who started multiple businesses, some of which have failed within 4 months, some of which have made over 6 figures in that same period of time, I must warn you to be careful and do your due diligence before taking advice from strangers on the internet. Not to say that there aren't a ton of great free resources on the internet. You just got to understand the spirit in which it's being delivered to you. Is it delivered to truly help you start a legitimate stream of income? Or was it created to sell you dreams and increase the content creators' watch time? So many of the people giving you advice on side hustles and different money-making methods have not made a single dollar doing these methods themselves. How the can they tell you how to do it? I commend you, because at least you have your mind in the right place. You're trying to find another way to generate revenue, and who can blame you? The price of consumer goods have increased by 3.4% in 2023, 3.2% in 2022, 8.5% in 2021, and 5.4% in 2020. A total increase of 20% over the last 4 years. The issue is not only the rise in costs, it's the inability for traditional hourly jobs to keep up with the increase. I can assure you that most people did not receive a 20% raise working for somebody over the last 4 years. You did if you had a real side hustle or a legitimate business. We'll talk about that later. The point is that the cost of goods and services is increasing, and your job is not paying you more. Smart people like you understand this and are capitalizing on the information rush. It's not hard to watch an hour of YouTube and regurgitate that information to an audience that just doesn't know better, an audience who hasn't seen that set of videos before you do. To them, you're the expert. You know what you're talking about because you know about all these side hustles that can make you an extra $200 a day that you've never used before. To an ignorant audience, that person is the authority. But for people who have experience, people who know what you're talking about, it's tough to watch. Keep your eyes and ears open, continue to learn, but have a level of discernment. If your objective is to really make money and not just be entertained, ask yourself this question: how can I prove that they are legit? The problem today is not the lack of mentors, it's the lack of properly vetted, experienced mentors. Anybody can become an expert overnight thanks to the internet, but have they actually shown you anything that they're talking about in action? Or are they sitting behind a camera posting videos about new side hustles and new money-making methods every single day? And just to prove that I'm not one of these people that I just shat on, here's some real checks from real projects, residential and commercial, that were given to me over the last 6 months. 2,000, 4,000 commercial, 2,400 residential, 11,000 commercial. I can keep going, but I'm not here to brag. I'm just showing you what I have actually done. All of these checks were written to my business, a legitimate business entity that started off as a side hustle with a $200 pressure washer operating out of an old Jeep. I may not be everyone's cup of tea, but the business and financial advice that you will receive on this channel has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars and has made others much more. In the spirit of keeping this short, I'm not going to tell you 50 different side hustles that anybody can do. I'm going to tell you that every single side hustle has 7-figure potential. Your ability to generate revenue has very little to do with what you do. It's more about how you do it and where you do it. There are folks making millions selling bread. You think it's because they have the best bread, the lowest cost, the bread doesn't get moldy after 3 days? No, it has very little to do with any of that. These folks are cashing in off of bread because they've identified a market. They've identified an underserved need in that market, and they've created a systematic approach to fulfill that need and deliver that product consistently. Just because pressure washing worked for Justin in a densely populated city with tons of cleaning to do, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for Teddy, who's in Montana, where it's not densely populated and is frozen for 6 months out the year. If you're really trying to make some money, take a look around your community and figure out what is lacking. What do people need? What isn't getting done? Click the link right here, check the description below for a step-by-step guide on how to launch any business. It's a free resource that'll allow you to create a system that'll generate you tons of money and finally allow you to quit your job. I use my own story as an example. Remember, I mentioned we started off pressure washing. That was cool, but there was very little 6-figure potential in this industry without creating a monstrous system and spending a ton on ads. This was during that pressure washing boom right around 2020 where everybody was getting into it. I realized that there were a ton of people cleaning these surfaces, but when it came to the more complex part, the maintenance, nobody raised their hand. No one except me. We added these other services, the brick pavers, the decks, the concrete, and it put us in a position where we're making 3 to 4 times more in the same amount of time. We actually do less work and we make more money because the clients cannot find anyone reputable to do it. Now, instead of begging to do people's work, people are begging to give us money to get their work done. And as a result, we now dictate the price. I repeat, there is no market price for our service. If the customer is a headache, we double the money. If the job is far away, we double the money. If I want to go on vacation next week, we triple the money. For any reason, we can move the price tag of our service and not have a negative impact. Now, I know everyone wants to make money sitting at home watching Netflix, playing a video game, but ride through your city, take a look around, see what's going on. Are there people out there working? What are they doing? Somebody is buying that. Somebody made a lot of money selling that service. Why aren't you that person selling that service? The streets are lined in gold. If your local area, if there's not nothing going on, you gotta go, move, travel 30 minutes, travel an hour, go somewhere where there is wealth, where there is money. We're in business to be profitable after all. Shout out to Abel who won the last raffle for the free 30-minute business consultation. Hit me up on Instagram at Malik Jamal Speaks or drop me an email. We'll get you right. If you want a chance to win a 30-minute free business consultation with me, where we can go over your business, we can set up a game plan for a new business that you got, we can go over advertising, any of that, just go ahead and drop the comment gold. It can be gold by itself or it can be a long sentence, doesn't matter. All the comments that have the word gold in it will be placed in a random comment selector. The winner will be announced in the next video. And I really hope that you're taking your finances serious, because the numbers are not looking good for anybody who is dependent on somebody else to bring them revenue. As far as a job or hourly system, that is an obsolete system going into the future. You will be in trouble if you trust in this system. It's going to take you a little bit of time to build your business and start generating some revenue. You might as well start right now so you can put yourself in a good position before the shit hits the fan. Like the video, subscribe for more content that's going to help you generate some revenue. I appreciate you watching. Peace.